Hey guys, Mike Frontera here from Retirement Theory. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about 529 plans as kids are graduating high school and getting into college, where we're going to be using this money and having to liquidate the savings that are in there. With the market being in such a nasty place last year, a lot of people are saying, well, geez, I've taken these big hits. I'm going to be forced to sell this stuff while it's down just so I can pay tuition. And is there any other way that, something I can do to avoid that? And so I've got 4 different ideas of things that you can do to not have to just, lock in that loss and instead preserve what's there for your child. So the first one is, a lot of these 529 accounts have what are called age-based portfolios. And what those are is they're a single fund that have all the different asset classes to make up that portfolio. So there's stocks in there, and there's bonds, and there's cash, and whatever else. All right, so when you need $5,000, let's say, to pay for tuition, you're selling out of all of those different asset classes, some of which are down quite a bit. So instead, you might want to look at your 529 menu of investment options and try to match as close as you can to what that age-based portfolio's allocation is, but using different funds to match each one of those asset classes. What happens there, and the benefit of doing that, is it allows you to choose what portion or what asset class you want to sell right now to pay for tuition and leave the others, hopefully, to recover. So the second thing is what's called an allocation swap. So you can basically take the value of the 529, let's say it's $50,000, and within your retirement account, this is assuming you have $50,000 or so of assets that have held up really well, okay, like short-term bonds and cash, and take that portion within your retirement and allocate it just like the 529 is, okay? That mix of stocks, bonds, whatever it is, okay? Put that $50,000 in your retirement just like that. And then on the flip side, you take the 529 account and you allocate it like that portion of your retirement account was, which is going to mostly be cash and short-term bonds. So you've basically swapped the allocation between the two accounts. And so what that does is it doesn't force you to sell out of those areas of the market that are down. You still own them. It's just now you own them within your retirement. And hopefully, and as long as you're willing to take that risk on in your retirement account, you've given yourself a lot more time for those to recover. And now you've got your 529. It's in those safer assets that you can liquidate. So the third thing is that as a result of the Secure Act a couple years ago, you can use up to $10,000 of 529 money to pay down student loans. So rather than being forced to liquidate assets that are currently down, maybe it makes sense to take a student loan, give that money time to recover, knowing that you can use up to $10,000 of that money down the road to pay off student loan debt. So maybe a better alternative than just selling out of it at a loss. And finally, there's a new provision from the Secure Act 2.0 that allows for tax-free rollovers of the 529 account to a Roth IRA for your child's benefit. The major provisions of this is that you have a lifetime maximum that you can do, a lifetime limit of $35,000. Each year, you are limited to rolling over the maximum annual contribution limit for a Roth IRA. And the 529 has to have been in existence for 15 years or more. Okay, but what is very interesting about this is it allows you to take those assets, especially I'm thinking of those stock assets that may be down a lot, and rather than use them for education, you say, okay, well, I'm going to sort of jumpstart their retirement savings instead with that money. And rather than sell them out while they're low, push them over into the Roth. And now you've got a lot more time to allow for the market to recover because now these are retirement assets instead of educational assets. So there you go. There's 4 different ideas of how you can make lemonades out of lemons from what's happened in the stock market and bond market in 2022 as it relates to 529s.